So I'll just like rotate.
I'm kind of old, Rosario.
Imagine me.
I'm gonna start with like lightweight, but okay.
I'm like way older than you. That's not the weight I'm gonna use, don't worry.
Okay, I'm like, dang, she starts heavy.
You're like, why is she doing this
No,
to
I'm
me?
like, oh God. All right.
Yeah, so I'll just stretch and move around a little bit. So I didn't used to stretch very much until I got older.
Yeah.
And then I started getting injuries and stuff. And then my massage therapists are like, well, you need to take the time to stretch. So
Yeah.
now I
would
do
say
that.
same with me. Like in my 20s, I would just jump into weights right away, and even heavier weight. Like I wouldn't build my way up as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started feeling it in my 30s. So yeah, that changed.
But yeah. Then I go back into my therapy, and they're like, why did you stretch?
Yeah.
Yeah, for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't think it was even 5 minutes, right?
Right. Everybody hates stretching. All right. So, I do know you a lot already, but it's
a
more
bit.
current stuff, honestly.
That's
so, like,
true.
Are you from El Paso?
I was born in El Paso,
Uh-huh.
and I was raised in Juarez, actually.
Okay.
So I went to school in Juarez all my life. My family's still over there. Well, my brother lives here, but my parents live over there.
Yeah.
So,
Was your family super into fitness?
not at all.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah, I feel that.
Not even a little bit. So,
About how
Let's
old
see
were
if
you
that
when you
weight.
got into like weightlifting?
well,
Are you doing
Casually.
10? Sorry, I'm all over the
I'm
place.
doing 10s.
I'm asking you like 20 questions at the same time.
Plus
Okay,
counting.
back to that one. Okay. How old were you when you started the weight training?
Well, I started doing somewhat of weight training when I was in high school, but very informal and without guidance. So, then I kind of tapped into that every now and then to keep active. Once I moved to El Paso and was here for a while, I started doing CrossFit after I had my son, actually.
Yeah.
So I started doing CrossFit. I did that for 4.5 years.
How'd you like it?
I'm very competitive,
Okay.
so I liked it quite a bit,
Yeah.
except lots of injuries.
That's what I was getting at. Okay.
Lots of injuries.
Yeah.
I'm sure the CrossFit people are gonna love me saying all this stuff. So, you know, I got a little bit wiser that kind of way. I stopped doing CrossFit, and then that's when I went back into regular lifting and cardio, so strength and conditioning. At that time, that was like 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the beginning of 2015, something like that. So not so long ago when I
Okay,
actually
okay.
got more serious about bodybuilding.
Yeah.
When I
Okay.
started doing it, it was just to stay healthy, lose weight, get stronger, all that stuff. So I started training with a trainer here in El Paso, a very, very good trainer. And then there was a couple girls that were actually competing. So I would just look at them and be like, I kind of want to look like that, you
Yeah.
know? I've always loved muscle, so that's when I decided to, well, my coach at that time actually convinced me to compete.
Yeah.
But it was very interesting because I was a party animal. So I would be out and about from Wednesday through like Sunday.
Yeah.
So when I decided to do it, he's like, okay, but you have to stop going out. You have to stop drinking.
And you're like, wait, what?
I'm like, I can totally do this. He's like, you have a discipline. You come here even when, you know, you've been out. But so that's when I decided to do it once. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll do it once to say I did it. And then go back to my normal life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you like fell in love with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's I got addicted. I love it so much.
Yeah.
So my first competition was 2016.
How did you place
So-
at that one?
I won.
Oh, dang. In your first show?
So yes,
Oh, wow. Okay.
I did. So that qualified me for nationals.
Okay.
So I did a show in Dallas, actually, and then I did another show in El Paso.
Okay.
So that was a lot of fun. And I actually I did bikini and figure both.
Okay.
So
And did you place in both of those?
I placed in both of them.
Okay.
I placed better in figure.
Okay.
Bikini's not for me. Never has been.
Yeah.
I
I've had
figured
people that
that
tell
one
me
out.
to compete in bikini, and I don't want to. If anything, I would try for figure, but I'm not big enough for figure yet.
I don't know. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
I respect it a lot. I like it. It's just not for me. And I love muscle. So all I wanted to do was grow.
Yeah.
And grow.
And so now, which category do you usually compete in?
So I've been competing in figure.
I'm gonna go down because I'm a little weak, okay?
I asked you.
You're doing too much, Rosario.
I asked you and you're like, this is great.
I was like, I can do this. Look at my muscles under this sweatshirt.
You're like, look.
Right? I look like I'm lean in this, okay? All right.
You are. You're always lean. So figure, yeah.
Figure now too?
So after that, I competed in figure, kept at it. I ended up getting my pro card in figure in 2019, actually.
Oh, that was around the time I met you, huh?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
You know, I remember I was in the gym. I remember the day I first saw you in person because I followed you on Instagram. And I saw this girl walk across the gym and I'm like, dang, when I saw your body. And I'm like, oh man. And then you turn around and I'm like, oh, that's the girl from my Instagram. Yeah.
That's me.
I remember that. Were you training people? Did you actually train people?
I was not at the time.
Oh, okay.
Very, very recently, I have started doing online coaching and training. Just tapping into it. Honestly, I don't have the time to go full blown on the training. I have my full-time job. I am a single mom.
Yeah.
My son's 13, so there's lots of activities.
Oh, yeah, I
football,
bet.
basketball, plus my training, and obviously my full-time job.
Yeah.
So I carve out time to train for me, for my training and my meal prepping and all that stuff.
I'm glad you mentioned that though, because a lot of people will just be like, I don't have time because I have a kid.
Yeah.
Or because I have a job. And you're like, I have all of it. I'm still doing it.
Do all of it.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's hard. I do take on some online clients, but it has to be, I pick and choose, quite honestly. Right now I have 2 online clients. One of them, she's only doing the training part, and then the other one's only doing the nutrition part. Okay. Now I've done one girl that was both training and nutrition, and she competed last year in wellness and bikini. So
how'd she do?
Oh, I'm sorry, wellness and figure.
Yeah.
She did really well.
Yeah.
She did really, really well.
That's awesome. Yeah. And then what about your online training? What's your platform? Do you use like one of those apps, or do you just through email and Instagram?
It's through email, honestly.
Okay.
Email, Instagram, WhatsApp.
Okay.
It's mainly through that. That's how we communicate. I send the program, I send the diet, I get check-ins and all that. It's fairly simple because I don't have that many clients.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's one of those things. It's like if I have the time, I'll take on more. If not, I can't.
Yeah.
So it's not my main focus, but I like it. I love helping people, and I enjoyed it quite a bit.
That's awesome. I remember you were super responsive one time when I asked you for a shoulder workout. I was just like, what do you do for shoulders? And it's like, bang, bang, bang. I was like, okay, got it.
All that?
Yeah. Tagging me in videos and stuff. I'm like, all right, let me take
is this
some
for
notes.
2 weeks?
You're like, one day.
No, I try and help people out. I remember when I started, and I had a really good trainer, a really good coach, so that I was lucky enough to hire somebody. But a lot of people, or once you get out of that, people don't know how to do things, or form is different, or you don't know how to focus on certain things, or which exercises to do, and it all has a science behind it. It really does.
Yeah. I do see a lot of people, if they don't know how to use the equipment, just do random stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think some of them realize, like, you're going to give yourself an imbalance, or you're going to get injured, and they don't know it. Yeah.
They don't know it.
Yeah.
They
So
don't know
nice that
it.
you help
Or they
them.
always do, like, for example, shoulders. They do what they see people doing, but they don't know that there's 3 heads in the shoulder, and the ideal thing is to work each one of them and do a few exercises of each, just to have a full rounded workout. So
Makes
just
sense.
little things like that.
Did you want to go to some different equipment? Okay.
We can move.
Oh, someone will make fun of me.
Oh,
For sure. Over there? Yeah. What size weights do you want?
Let's try.
So I can cut it in half for myself. I'm feeling pretty buff today, so I think I got this.
Let me go get my straps real quick.
I don't actually know if I can do 45 still before she gets back into my house. Before I embarrass myself. Oh my God, is this our warm-up weight?
I'm gonna put on my straps, you know?
Okay. I can do it, but this is like probably my max. Are you doing 10 again?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
I am. I'm stretching, holding, really slow. So, my back's always been my main focus for growth.
Yeah.
Just because of my category and because it's my stubborn part.
Yeah. You know, it took me a good, I would say, probably 2 years to get a nice back where I wanted it, because I was very slender all around. So I didn't have like shoulders and a back. Even now, I feel like my shoulders aren't as developed as I want them to be.
Let's see what this feels like. See? It's fun.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Told you could do it.
So as far as upcoming shows or anything that you have coming up, like, is there anything going on?
There's yes. So there's a lot going on. Because I had to take, I think we talked about this a little bit earlier. I had to take a little break.
Yeah.
So I've been competing consistently for 7 years in a row. So between, you know, doing shows back to back, 3 shows at a time.
Yeah.
And the chronic dieting, and then of course the, you know, training and cardio.
Yeah.
So the overtraining, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
The body takes a little bit of a toll. So, and I always do blood work before prep, right after
I do see you posting about that stuff a lot. Yeah.
It's more important than people think, especially when you do this. Because you might feel fine, but then the parameters look something different. So then there's stuff that you need to level out, or you need to take a break. And as bodybuilders and competitors are not very good at taking breaks. I hate it. We hate it. We get used to looking lean and mean and conditioned and defined. And we take our bodies to extremes, so we forget that we need a break too. And I did, you know. Yes, I took my off seasons and stuff, but not long enough, I think. And I was still doing a bunch of cardio and off season and stuff.
Yeah.
So I had to take a break. So I took a break for about a year and a half. It's going to be a year and a half here coming up soon.
Okay.
To where we wanted to fix my gut. So I went into a gut protocol with my coach. And we fixed that, leveled out my hormones, dropped my cortisol. It was pretty high, which is the stress indicator. And stress, just name it stress, could be from, you know, dieting, cardio, exercise, life, anything work. So finally my blood work came back pretty good, and we decided to go into prep. So I just started prepping a couple weeks ago, 2 to 3 weeks ago, and I'm very excited because it's
awesome because you get to get back to it.
It's time to get back to it, and I of course miss looking, you know, leaner.
Yeah.
I miss all of it, believe it or not, even the dieting and all that fun stuff. So it'll be a lot of fun. I don't know what show exactly I'm gonna do yet, but my coach and I want to do both figure and actually physique maybe this time around, which is a big surprise because I've never done that. So
You've never done physique before?
Never done physique.
Okay.
So.
And did he say, like, goal-wise what you need to work on to get to that other level?
So we're definitely working, like I was telling you earlier, on my back because I need to grow my back, and that's width and depth both. It always seems we have to work on something though as bodybuilders to get better. Especially, I mean, at the pro level, it's so much more competitive. It's crazy. So there's always something that you could be better
It feels like with some of the pros I follow, it's like they fix one thing and then the judges are like, well, this is messed up. Then they fix, it's like never ending fixing stuff. Yeah.
So so it'll be, so there's a lot of work to do, obviously. But I'm looking forward, and so far it's going good. I've already, you know, dropped a few pounds, and it's like a slow, consistent move. I'm doing things a little bit different. I have a new coach, so we're working a little bit different this time around. I'm thinking by May I should be pretty much ready, and then we'll pick the shows that I'm doing, depending on what my body's doing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's exciting.
Awesome.
I'm very excited. Can't wait.
I'm curious, and maybe people who are interested in becoming bodybuilders or competing are too. I've been told several times to compete, and I just refuse, right? Like, I feel like my self-esteem can't take the judgment. But out of curiosity, when you do get judged, and let's say you don't place in a show or something like that, do you take it personally? Does it mess with your mental health at all? Because that's what I would be worried about for myself.
Honestly, it could. So when I started this journey, yes, it would. So I think it all takes time. So it's a process, even for that.
Yeah.
To be able to take feedback and criticism in the right spotlight. In the beginning, it's hard because you take it too personal sometimes. You kind of want to cry. I remember crying.
I feel like I would cry myself to sleep every night.
Yeah, I remember crying
Okay.
a lot.
Yeah.
And then every show you get better at things.
Yeah.
And getting better also means learning how to understand feedback, criticism, knowing that you still have a lot of work to do.
To improve. Yeah.
Even now, I mean, we're talking 7 years later, and my feedback sometimes like, whew, you know, like, well, I kind of suck.
You're okay, I got it. I suck. I'll go fix that.
Oh my God. But no, it's just, you got to learn how to take that. And honestly, all they're doing is just pointing you in the right direction.
Yeah.
And letting you know what needs to be worked on, but they'll also tell you, you know, your glutes look perfect.
Yeah.
Your shoulder caps are perfect.
Yeah.
Just, you know, maintain that and work on this. So my feedback has consistently been my back. But it's something that I already know. So,
Yeah.
so but it takes a little bit of time to know how to take the feedback, but then if you take it in the right light, then you know where to work.
Okay.
So it's important.
Yeah.
A lot of competitors don't realize how important it is to get feedback. To wait until the end of the show, even though it sucks, talk to the judges, because that's when they remember things.
Yeah.
Not 10 days later when
and you can
you're
kind of approach them afterwards, and they're okay with that?
Oh, they're perfectly okay with that.
Do they give you written feedback too?
They do afterwards. So it will be spoken at the end of the show. But then if you take the time to email them your pictures that you get on the website and ask them, then they'll email you back the feedback as well.
Okay.
But, you know, you just have to take the time and wait it out. And if it's that important to you, you're going to wait and get the feedback, even if it's at 1 in the morning when the show ends.
I would already be on the plane crying if it was me.
You're like, but why?
I don't have time for this. Where's my meal and my plane ticket?
I know. It's, you know.
Yeah.
But you got to love it. I think,
we done with this one?
Yeah,
okay.
we can move on. We, let's see. See what we can find over here. So the power lifters train here for the most part.
Bumper plates and everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because they can like.
What even is that?
It's like a stretching kind of machine.
Oh.
So it'll help you stretch.
Let's skip that one.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I really don't like it. But yeah.
Like I've never even seen that before.
So this is like a big power. So the power lifters will hang out here. And they have like little tournaments.
Oh, cool.
So this is like my favorite press machine.
Yeah. What is that? Like I've seen machines I've never seen in my whole life.
So this one, I think Mary actually designed it.
Really?
Yeah. So you can do several things with this. The way I usually use it, I've seen people use it for rows. I've used it for hamstring.
Oh, okay.
So, but I'm short. So I usually have to put like the blocks to get on top. I'm little.
Get your Legos.
Let me get my Legos.
You need help? You don't need help. Why am I lying to myself?
I'm like, I need my Legos. You know this.
Are those super heavy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, yeah, it's heavy.
So do you think she has this like patented if she designed it?
I don't know if she, I mean.
That's awesome.
She probably did, but I know she designed it. So it's just one of those.
Yeah.
She's, yeah, she loves this stuff. Let's see. I haven't used it in a long time. So it just depends. There's so many uses to it.
It looks cool as a deadlift too, yeah.
So I use it for this a lot. But I've seen people use it for rows and for overhead press.
Yeah. So have you ever been a judge of a show yourself?
I have not.
If you start being a judge, are you still allowed to compete? How does that work? I don't know.
Yes. Yes, obviously not at the same show, but yeah, you could still be a judge and compete. I've tapped at the idea. I've thought about it.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
But we'll see, because you also, you would have to travel to different shows in Texas and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Does your son go with you when you go to the shows?
Sometimes. So actually, last year he went to one of my shows in Tampa, and it was I love having him there. It's so much more motivation for me.
Yeah.
1,000%.
And does he like it?
He only likes watching me compete.
Yeah.
Once that's over, he wants to get out of the audience and go to the room.
Okay.
So he's not completely into it yet. I'm hoping eventually he will be, but who knows?
Yeah.
But he was actually there when I got my pro card.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, that was in New Jersey.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
How old was he then? About?
Oh my, let's see, that was 2019. So he was 9.
Oh, okay.
He was about 9.
That's cool.
Or to be 10.
To see that, yeah.
So yeah, I still have, the videos. He was recording me from the audience, and and there was a few of my friends there too, and they were recording, and you could hear my son.
Yeah.
He's like, that's my son, come on. So that was like the best thing.
Cool.
So how heavy was that?
It was a good warm up. I can probably
Okay.
put a little bit of weight.
All right,
I don't
let's
know
just
about
check
the
it. No, we'll go 25.
Is that 25?
Is that
We
good?
can try. We'll find out soon enough.
Oh, come on.
I know.
I've seen you train. And then like for these, sometimes, usually I try to wear my belt. Even when it's not like crazy heavy, but.
Do you have any specific injuries that you have to kind of work through on the regular?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I have so many injuries, especially from CrossFit. I have a pretty bad shoulder injury
Yeah.
that I work around. I still do everything, it just hurts, and I just work through the pain sometimes. Sometimes it's not too bad, but I do massages and physical therapy once a week, if not twice.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of sponsors for that, and my chiropractor also,
Okay.
because I have that. And then my left knee flares up every now and then.
I've just recently been dealing with recurring hip injury. So I've had to tweak everything I do.
Yeah, you just kind of work around it, right?
Yeah. So do you have any specific advice that you would give someone who's serious about getting into bodybuilding?
Yes. I have a lot of advice, but the most important one is consistency. And it sounds cliche. It really does. But it's kind of what I was telling you. So yes, you're going to be bummed out because you didn't place. Yes, you're going to be a little hurt because they told you that you need to grow or that you need to work on your posing. And you're going to cry a little bit. But you need to stick with it. So to me, consistency is the most important thing. Because I'm not always motivated. There's days I don't want to come to the gym.
Yeah.
There's days when I don't want to eat chicken and rice. But you just do it. So you work it into a habit and you stay with it. And you're not going to see results right away, but eventually it'll come if you stay with it.
Yeah.
So that's the big one for me, the consistency. And then the other thing is hire a coach. Because a lot of people want to do this on their own. And I'm not saying that nobody's capable of it, but quite honestly, to be competitive, you have to have an outsider perspective. You have to have somebody that shows you and tells you and looks at you, and it's more unbiased, let's put it a certain way. Because sometimes we're way too critical with ourselves. I know I am.
Yeah.
I know I don't think I'm ready even the week before I'm competing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I go and look back and I'm like, oh my goodness, I was totally ready.
Yeah.
But if I didn't have a coach telling me you're there, then maybe I would have dropped out of the show.
Yeah.
So that's important. So hire a coach for sure. And the other thing is just stay disciplined. It's hard, but it's so easy to just go off track.
Yeah.
And be like, it's just, one meal. It's just one beer. It's just, and it's hard. It's hard for everybody. We all cheat. We all eat something we're not supposed to. And anybody that tells you that they haven't, they're completely lying.
Yeah.
So we're not perfect. We're human beings, and we're tempted. And
I just ate like half a carton of cookies yesterday because one of the clients had a cookie set up for us.
so it's, we're human and we're going to mess up. And the important thing is to just let it go, put it in the past, and then start over. A lot of people just get discouraged from the get-go.
Yeah.
And that's a big one. It's mainly that. Just focus on doing things right. Because I see a lot of people in the gym just working through the motions and not paying attention to form. Sometimes they just want to look like they lift super heavy.
Oh yeah, and their form is jacked.
And their form is garbage. And it's kind of sad because you see the people and you're like, oh, you would look so much better. Like you would progress if only you would just drop half that weight.
Yeah.
And focus on form and just connect with your body and those are the big ones, I guess.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
And have fun with it.
Yeah. That's good advice. Good advice. All right. Well, thank you for having this interview with me so we could learn a bit more about you. It was good to see you. It's been a long time.
I
All
know.
right. Thanks.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.